I found 10 war movies almost nobody in America has actually seen, and some of them will mess you up for days. I've got the most horrifying massacre ever put on film, and at least one movie so brutal it almost never got released. If you think you know war movies, give me 5 minutes. These will change your mind. By 2006, Werner Herzog's recent fiction films had been disappointing people. There was this feeling that maybe he should stick to documentaries. Then he made Rescue Dawn and shut everyone up. Christian Bale plays a pilot who gets shot down over Laos in 1965. The Viet Cong capture him, throw him in a prison camp. He and the other prisoners eventually escape. And this is where Herzog does something interesting. The escape isn't the victory. Getting out of the camp just means they're now dying in the jungle instead. They're starving, losing their minds, no idea where they're going. The real MVP here is Steve Zahn, which nobody saw coming. Guy's known for comedies, and suddenly he's in a Herzog film playing a prisoner losing his mind, and he's absolutely gutting. Bale does his thing where he loses a terrifying amount of weight, but Zahn's the one who stays with you. Edward Zwick cast Meg Ryan as a helicopter captain who dies in combat during Desert Storm. Yes, Meg Ryan from When Harry Met Sally, and yes, she's actually great in it. Denzel Washington plays an officer investigating whether she deserves a Medal of Honor. He interviews everyone who was there that night, and they all tell completely different stories. The movie shows you these flashbacks that contradict each other, and you're trying to figure out what actually happened. It's about how trauma messes with memory, how guilt changes what people think they saw. The Gulf War had just ended, and people were already trying not to think about it. And the movie's really well made. Tight script, good action sequences, and it digs into stuff about PTSD and how the military buries uncomfortable truths. Brian De Palma had just made The Untouchables, which was huge, so his next film was about American soldiers kidnapping, assaulting, and killing a Vietnamese girl during the war. Bold choice. Sean Penn plays one of the soldiers and gives this completely unhinged performance. Michael J. Fox is the one trying to stop it from happening. De Palma doesn't hold back at all. He shows you what they do and doesn't give you any way to look away from it. It bombed at the box office after causing insane controversy. 1989 audiences did not want to watch American soldiers commit war crimes, but De Palma was showing something that actually happened. The film doesn't soften Vietnam or give you easy answers. It's just this horrifying look at what happens when everything breaks down and nobody's stopping anyone from doing terrible things. It's genuinely hard to watch. Penn's performance makes you uncomfortable. The whole film makes you uncomfortable. That's the point. And that's probably why it got forgotten. Nobody wanted to sit through it. In 2002, Bosnian director Danis Tanovic won the Oscar for Best Foreign Language Film with No Man's Land. So Hollywood brought him over to make an English-language movie, and in 2009 he made Triage with Colin Farrell. Almost nobody saw it. Farrell plays a war photographer who just got back from Kurdistan. His girlfriend can tell something's wrong with him, but he keeps acting like everything's fine, cracking jokes, playing it off. She gets her grandfather involved, Christopher Lee, playing a psychologist who's also a war veteran, and that's when Farrell's character starts to unravel. Most war movies are about the combat. This one's about what happens after you come home. Farrell's character thinks if he just pretends hard enough that he's okay, he will be. But you can't fake your way through trauma like that, and watching him try anyway while Christopher Lee slowly dismantles every defense mechanism he's built. That's the whole film. Kimberly Pierce made Boys Don't Cry in 1999. Incredible film. Then Hollywood made her wait 9 years before she could direct again. Her second film was Stop Loss in 2008. It's about a sergeant who comes home from Iraq as a decorated hero, tries to get back to normal life, and then the military tells him he's going back for another tour. Stop Loss policy. They can just extend your service even after you've done your time. He's going back whether he wants to or not. The film gets at something a lot of war movies miss. You get medals for things that destroy you. There's parades and hero worship and all this celebration, and meanwhile you're trying to deal with what you actually had to do over there. The disconnect between how America treats war and what war does to people. That's what Pierce and her co-writer Mark Richard understood. Only a French director would take a World War II sniper movie and turn it into a tragic love story set during the Battle of Stalingrad. Jude Law plays this Russian sniper who becomes legendary. Joseph Fiennes is on the same side, but they both fall for Rachel Weisz. Ed Harris shows up as a German sniper sent to take out Law's character. What's great here is that the sniper sequences actually build tension instead of just being action sequences. The performances don't go overboard. Stalingrad wasn't a quick battle. It was months of fighting in a bombed-out city. And the movie is about how even in the middle of all that death and destruction, people still have normal human feelings. They fall in love, they get jealous, they try to hold on to something that feels like life, even though everything around them is hell. There's this South Korean war film from 2004 that almost nobody in America has seen, and it's about the Korean War told from the Korean perspective, which already makes it different from basically every Korean War movie we get here. It follows two brothers who both get drafted to the front lines. The older brother is trying to protect his younger brother the whole time. A superior officer tells him if he earns a medal, he can get him sent home safe. So older brother starts taking these insane risks in combat, becomes this reckless war hero just to save his family. Except it backfires. The first part of the movie shows their normal life before the war, just a regular family doing regular things. Then you watch all of that get obliterated. The film doesn't care about explaining who's right or wrong in the Korean War. It's just about what war does to families. In 1937, Imperial Japanese forces invaded Nanjing, the Chinese capital at the time, and what happened over the next few weeks was one of the most brutal war crimes in history. Most people have never heard of it. This Chinese film shows what happened. Director Chuan Liu made something that's less a movie and more like being forced to witness an atrocity you can't turn away from. The whole thing's 132 minutes, and it feels even longer than that, which is the point. Liu wanted to put the audience through the same interminable nightmare those people lived through. You see the massacre from every possible angle. A Chinese soldier, a school teacher, a Japanese soldier following orders, a foreign missionary watching helplessly. Even John Rabe, this Nazi businessman who ended up saving thousands of Chinese civilians. It's the type of film you watch once because you have to, not because you'd ever want to go through it again. Samuel Mayow's first film as a director was Lebanon in 2009, and what makes it so brutal is that most of it actually happened to him. Back in the 1980s, during the first Lebanon War, Mayow was in a tank and infantry platoon that got sent to search a hostile town. The entire movie takes place almost entirely inside the tank. You're stuck in there with these soldiers as they slowly realize their routine mission is becoming a death trap, and every decision they make to survive just makes it worse. Mayow's cast actors nobody knew, and they're all incredible playing this contained, suffocating scenario. It's only 93 minutes, but there's no relief in any of it. The violence is stunningly brutal and the atmosphere is perfectly bleak. Because Mayow's lived through this, he knows exactly how to build that sense of dread. You feel it tightening the whole time. In 2010, the foreign language film Oscar category didn't even nominate it, which is bullshit because this is one of the most essential war films of the last decade. It just never got seen. The Khmer Rouge regime committed genocide in Cambodia during the 1970s. Filmmaker Rithi Pan survived it as a child. In 2013, he made a documentary about it using clay figure animation mixed with archival footage and his own narration. That sounds like it shouldn't work, but it's the most devastating portrayal of that genocide ever put on screen. Somehow, it's even more impactful than bigger films like First They Killed My Father or The Killing Fields. It's deeply personal. Pange isn't documenting from a distance. He's inviting you into the pain of remembering what happened to him and his people. The film's only 92 minutes, but it stays with you way longer. It even got selected for the Best Foreign Language Film Oscar, which is extremely rare for a documentary.